Hey gang, what's going on? This is Juan, and of course, this is a very big week for the WWE because not only do we have SummerSlam happening Sunday, but the day before we have the next iteration of the NXT Takeovers happening at the exact same location where SummerSlam is going to be. Now just think about the ridiculous, crazy context that we're getting here. NXT was originally ECW, that was then changed to NXT reality show with guys like Dean O'Brien, Wade Barrett, etc. Then we got the Nexus. Then we got the Full Sail transformation. And now look, the same arena the night before SummerSlam. I am absolutely looking forward to the show. So I want to give my predictions. I'm recording this video before Wednesday's, I guess, the Go Home NXT show. I'm traveling to Texas this week, but I want to make sure I get this video out. I want to get your feedback, your predictions, so make sure to drop those in the comments section here. So with that being said, I have the match card here, and I just want to break down my predictions. So first off, we are going to be getting the debut of Mr. Apollo Crews. So for those that don't know who he is a highly recognized independent talent that was recently signed by the WWE. We actually got a couple of video packages throughout multiple NXTs, but they never stated his name because they didn't really have it set in stone. He was formerly known as Juan Nation. Now his thing is going to be the Apollo Nation, so they're still, catering a little bit to his past. That definitely led to what he is right now. So we don't have his opponent. It's probably going to be a very short match to display, his acrobatic skills. I have not really seen too much of him in the independent scene, so I can't talk about that. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do in NXT. Now, the next match is Samoa Joe versus Baron Corbin. Honestly, this is the match I am looking forward to the least, simply because I haven't really liked what Samoa Joe has been doing in NXT, and I don't like Baron Corbin, not as a babyface, not as a heel. He got on the microphone, and I don't know who thought that was a good idea to have that be on TV, maybe like an NXT live event or something, but it was terrible. It was legitimately the worst promo I have heard in a WWE television program in a very, very long time. That being said, I think that Baron Corbin may actually get the win over Samoa Joe. I don't see Samoa Joe as this long-term guy in the WWE. I think the reason they signed him to the WWE contract, not so much NXT contract, is because, of course, they didn't want him wrestling elsewhere for like Ring of Honor and all that, although he still had some indie dates. But regardless, I don't think this is going to be a match I'll enjoy very much. I don't really care about who wins too much, so yeah. Next up, Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty himself, will take on a wrestling legend, Jushin Thunder Liger is going to be in NXT. When I found out this match was going to happen, I was severely confused, but I'm also really intrigued. Now, Jushin Thunder Liger also wrestled Dalton Castle in Ring of Honor, so it's interesting how he's getting these unique individuals in North American wrestling recently. This is a Japanese legend, so I'm really looking forward to this match, and I think that regardless of who wins or loses, this can really put Tyler Breeze on the map. He's been in NXT for seemingly forever, and of course, everybody always talks, when is he going to become champion? When is he going to get that opportunity? And I think that based on how this is going to conclude, we are going to be getting the next step of his career. Now, that being said, Tyler Breeze has got to win the match. NXT Women's Title match. Sasha Banks defends against fan favorite Bayley. Now, of course, Sasha is now part of the main roster, so I think that very few people believe that Sasha will actually retain. I'm also in that boat. I think Bayley absolutely has to win. Much like Tyler Breeze, Bayley has more than paid her dues in terms of television appearance. The people love her. A couple of NXT episodes ago, there was a little girl that was crying after Bayley won the match, and just seeing that motion shows you that Bayley is that character that can carry the championship, especially now that Sasha is no longer a full-time NXT diva. That transition needs to happen, and honestly, for me, I think this really has the potential to be the match of the night. The Diva matches in NXT are my favorite matches in the TakeOver so far, so I think the trend is definitely going to continue here. NXT Tag Team title match, Blake and Murphy defend against the Vaudevillains. Now, if Enzo Amore and Big Cass aren't somehow added to this match, wow. I legitimately don't see a scenario where that doesn't happen. So if they get added to the match, obviously my pick is that. But since that's not official right now, I guess my pick is going to have to be Blake and Murphy. A lot of people are hating on them. I think they're pretty cool. They really do lack a lot of character development. They don't have that thing. I'm a big fan of Murphy. I said it since day one. You know, they should get rid of the buddy name. They did. He's just Murphy now. It's just something about him. You know, it's going to take a while for me to really pinpoint what, but I really just like his presence in the ring. That being said, Blake and Murphy win. Vaudevillains, they're cool. I think that they need to change things up. I don't know how that gimmick is going to work long term, but that's a story for another video. And getting to the main event, it is the ladder match for the NXT title. The current reigning and defending champion Finn Balor defends against the former champion that also was not able to obtain the United States Championship, Kevin Owens. This is a ladder match, so by default, I think expectations are really high in this match. These two guys have such a huge following, and it is going to be in New York. That crowd is going to be absolutely electric. So I think the initial winner for this match and almost everything is going to be that audience, because whenever a WWE show is in New York, it is just so different. And then an NXT show that's like the sub audience, so it's like the smarkier audience, I think it's just going to be an incredible atmosphere that's going to play off very well into this ladder match. I think that Finn Balor has got to retain the championship. I don't see any scenario where Kevin Owens continues to stay down at NXT. I see him getting very frustrated, playing very cheap tactics, but once again, he will not win that match. And given the fact that, Finn Balor had an interview where he stated he wants to stay in NXT. He likes what NXT is doing, and I agree. I think Finn Balor should be the guy that gets NXT to the next level. Stay there, develop that. And I think Bayley, Blake and Murphy, all these guys, even Tyler Breeze, if they can get NXT to another level, they don't need to move up to a different roster. Maybe add another championship at some point, even though that's, a tender area, maybe another topic for the future. But that being said, those are my predictions for NXT Takeover Brooklyn, New York. I am incredibly excited for this. Unfortunately, I cannot see it live because, as I mentioned, I'm traveling to Texas and I'm coming back at 10 p.m. So that is around the time that the show is actually happening, so I'm going to have to catch it on Sunday. I'm going to try really hard. It's going to be next to impossible to not read any spoilers, so please don't tweet at me or anything like that. If you have to, that's cool. Nothing against you, but yeah, I want to get that live experience. So with that being said, I would love to know what your predictions are, and not just that, which match are you looking forward to the least, and which match are you looking forward to the most? As I mentioned, my picks, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin for the least, NXT Women's title match, Sasha Bayley for the most. So with that being said, remember the podcast is available every single Tuesday right here on the channel. We give our SummerSlam predictions in the latest episode. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you really like us, if you like this panda right here, look at him. He's wearing a Sin Cara mask. You gotta hit the subscribe button. We got a lot of stuff here. We got Fight Night, which is a fantasy wrestling league where we have ridiculous storylines happening, reviews, square roundtables, and so much more happening right here. And we want you to be part of the family. So enjoy TakeOver. Hope you like my predictions. And we'll be back with a ton more videos right here on Byte That.